Let me tell you, the strangest day of my life started with the sound of helicopter blades chopping the noon air so hard you'd think a storm was rolling in. The executive terminal at Havenwood was as empty as a church on Super Bowl Sunday. Nothing but sun glaring off the yellow and black helicopter parked out front, rotor blades cutting through the stillness. You could almost hear your own nerves humming. There I was, Marcus Thorne, 42, real estate guy with more enemies than friends, and a blue suit that fit like armor, walking toward that chopper like it was just another business trip. Except this was no business trip. This was me running. Somebody been sending me messages all week, first a blank note on my office desk, then a dead bird splattered on the windshield of my Bugatti, and last night, someone tried to kill the power to my vacation home security cameras out at Harbor Point. I hadn't told a soul, not even my assistant. You want to scare me? You better bring more than dead birds and blank notes. So, I chartered this helicopter last minute, planning to disappear off the grid for a while, just till things cooled off, you know? The kind of private retreat you can't find on Google Maps. I'm just about to step a polished shoe on the metal rail when this kid's voice cuts through the roar. "Don't get on that helicopter." I turn, thinking, what the hell, and here comes this kid, black, maybe 7 or 8, racing across the tarmac like his life depends on it, shirt streaked with mud, pants ripped, eyes wide and wild, tears mixing with sweat, arms waving like he's flagging down the end of the world. He's screaming, "Don't go. They're gonna kill you. You can't get in there." And I'll be really nearly laughed. Then something in his face stopped me cold. It was too raw to be fake. My security guys weren't around. They were on the other side of the hangar prepping the jet. I stepped back from the chopper door, meet the kid halfway, try not to show my own nerves. "Hey, slow down, buddy. What's going on?" He practically collapses at my feet, chest heaving. The man inside, he's not who you think he is. I look at the cockpit pilot sitting there, calm as a pond, headphones on, watching us just a little too carefully. You ever get that feeling the world's flipped? Yeah, that. "Who are you?" I kneel down, keeping one eye on the pilot. Kid whispers, "Name's Coffee. They took my brother. He tried to warn someone too. That guy doesn't work for the helicopter company. I heard him on the radio, talking to the others. They're waiting for you to be alone." My heart's pounding in my ears. All I can think, I set this flight up through a friend of a friend. All hush-hush. Who'd I trust exactly? Suddenly, the pilot opens the side door. "All good, Mr. Thorne." His voice is smooth, too smooth, his hand hovering by the throttle, and I play it off, "Forgot something in the terminal. I'll be right back." Pull Coffee up by the arm and start walking, my hand on his shoulder, feeling him shake beneath my grip. I don't dare look back. I don't have to. The air behind us is thick with something that makes you want to run faster than you ever have in your life. Inside, I slam the emergency lock, hands shaking like I just realized the house is on fire, and I'm the one holding the matches. I've made fortunes. I've stared down billionaires. But right then, a barefoot kid just saved my life. I grab the phone and bark at my head of security. "Get here now. That pilot isn't ours. Lock down the whole airfield. Check the rental company, pilot's name, everything. Run every camera. Call the FAA. Now." Minutes later, the place is crawling with security, but the helicopter's already gone, blades roaring, lifting off over the trees, vanishing into the sky. No flight plan, no transponder, gone like it never existed. All I got is a shaken kid, his legs pulled up on a bench by the vending machine, arms wrapped around his knees, staring holes in the carpet. When the feds arrive, they start piecing things together. Coffee's brother, Abel, vanished 2 months back. Both of them were living down by the docks, scraping meals together, until one night, a guy in a pilot's jacket offers them food, says he can help. Only Coffee got away. Ever since, he's been watching airfields, listening, waiting for a voice he'd recognize. He didn't think anyone would believe him, but I did, and that made all the difference. The next days are a blur, investigators running backgrounds, pulling security footage, tracing phone records. Turns out, the guy flying my would-be escape was Vincent Carlo, ex-military, now a freelance mercenary with more aliases than I have ties. He'd been using high-end chopper rentals to snatch wealthy clients, scientists, landowners, anyone with enough value to ransom. Only this time, a mud-streaked kid upended the whole operation. You want a twist? Here's one. Coffee remembered a patch on the pilot's sleeve, son, a wing, and a number 9. That's the insignia of a security contractor I used to hire back when I was developing properties near the border. Private extractions, never above board. Someone, somewhere, had used my name to book that helicopter. And that's how close I came to being headline news. 2 weeks later, the feds raided a warehouse by the coast and found 4 kids in a shipping container. Abel was one of them. I stood at a distance as Coffee and Abel saw each Thurno shouting. No wild reunion, just 2 kids clutching each other like the world had tried to pull them apart and failed. That image of that's the one I see in my sleep. You know what I mean? Sometimes the world's ugliest moments make room for something right. That night, I did something I never thought I'd do. I stood in front of a handful of reporters outside my company headquarters and said, I spent my life building fences to keep the world out and forgot some fences block out the truth. I thought money made me safe. Turns out, safety is paying attention, and sometimes your life gets saved by someone you would have overlooked any other day. I paused, looked right at Coffee, and Abel, a barefoot kid, saved my life. I planned to repay the favor, and I meant it. The Coffee Foundation was born, that springhousing education, safety for kids like Coffee and Abel, kids whose lives get treated like disposable baggage. First 2 residents? Coffee and Abel. I didn't adopt them, they adopted me. As a guy trying to make up for every time I looked away. The yellow helicopter turned up weeks later, stripped for parts in a sugarcane field. Vincent Carlo, caught slipping out of Brazil with a stolen passport. The world spins on, right? But nobody forgets the day a kid with mud on his face outran fate and shouted the one thing no one else could. Don't get on that helicopter. So let me ask you, what would you have done? Would you have listened or chalked it up to a crazy day? Does money really make you safe? Or is it the people you never expect who really save you? Hit like if you felt something, subscribe for more true stories that'll twist your heart, and drop your thought below. I want to know, where do you draw the line between fear and courage? Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and never stop looking out for the ones no one else sees.